All right, Mr. Chair, you are live.
All right, thanks, Julian. Good evening, everybody. We'll call to order the regularly scheduled meeting of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board. It is May 1st at 7:02 p.m. We have all board members present tonight, including Vice Chair Claire Conger, Chris Sheehan, Ryan Chitwood, Dick Peterson. We also have Deputy City Clerk Cynthia Gaines with us, as well as Assistant City Attorney Joelle Braithwaite. First item on the agenda is the board had the opportunity to review the minutes of last meeting. And are there any additions, corrections, or modifications?
I move we approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, the minutes will stand as approved. Before we get started, this is, as everybody knows, a virtual hearing. Individual members from the public may participate by submitting written comment in advance of the hearing. Written comment may be provided by going to www.annapolis.gov/ABC. With that, I'll declare our disciplinary hearing open. First item on the disciplinary agenda, actually the only item, is a violation of GAMD Lessee LLC, trading as Graduate Annapolis, in accordance with the Alcoholic Beverages article of the Annotated Code of Maryland, Annapolis Charter and Code, and the rules and regulations of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board, the City of Annapolis. This is a disciplinary hearing in connection with infraction citation 24-1337, alleging the sale or providing of alcoholic beverages to individuals under the age of 21. And I know we have a lot of people here on this hearing, so I'll give it a minute to get everybody forward.
Hello.
Yeah, we're just waiting for everybody to take their cameras off and unmute themselves and kind of go through this process.
Linda and Jan, if you can please turn your cameras on. Jan, probably, sorry.
It's okay. Yes, it's Jan. Sorry, for some reason my computer wasn't quite connecting on that one, but it worked.
I believe this is everyone as well, as you have one person. Oh, maybe.
Okay. I think I
Yeah,
see.
and Linda's on mute.
Yeah, and then you have Natasha as well by phone. I have a Johnny, Mao, and Ed who've raised their hands. Are they a part of this as well? Can Linda or Jan, do you know?
Jeff M is, and Jeff, can you turn on your camera, please?
Of course.
But Johnny, Mao, and Ed are not?
No.
Okay.
Ed is.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, Jan.
All right, bringing Ed forward now.
And Mr. Chairman, while we're waiting for this, is it appropriate to waive reading in this jurisdiction and admit that the violation occurred?
I've already done the reading for you, Ms. Carter.
Okay, I didn't hear it. I apologize.
No problem. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna swear everybody in. If you're gonna have an admission, I just want to get an accurate reflection for the record of everybody who's here. So we're gonna do name and addresses from everybody. And then I'll just ask you if there's an admission and turn it over to you in mitigation, and we can excuse all of our officers. So if everybody's here, no problem, Ms. Carter. So everybody here is planning on testifying. If they could raise their right hand just so I can administer the oath. You solemnly swear and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the responses you are about to give will be true and correct?
I do.
So affirmative yeses from everybody, and everybody raised their correct hand, which is great also. Yeah, so also the officers here, if we could get your full names and addresses for the record, And then we'll get all of the individuals who are here responding to the complaint. And start with Officer Davis, please.
Corporal Davis, Annapolis City Police Department, badge number 6424. The address to the station is 199 Taylor Avenue, Annapolis, Maryland 21401.
Thank you. Sergeant Newton, please.
Sergeant Eric Newton, Annapolis Police Department, ID number 4163, and again, 199 Taylor Avenue.
All right, thank you. And then Officer Bodmer, please.
Officer Bodmer, Annapolis Police Department, ID number 6341, 199 Taylor Avenue as well.
Okay, thank you, everybody. And Jan, if we could get your name and address for the record to start off with, please.
Yep, Jan Hayek. Address is 530 North Levitt Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60612.
All right, and Ms. Carter, I know you kind of serve in two capacities here tonight. Name and address, please.
Good evening. My address for serving as a licensee is 390 Gamble Oak Court, Millersville, Maryland, 21108 in Anne Arundel County. And my business address is 11705 Beltsville Drive, Suite 100, Beltsville, Maryland, 20705.
Thank you. Jeff, same thing.
Jeff Metcalf, 14609 Frederick Road, Cooksville, Maryland.
All right, Ed.
30110 Merchant Court, Great Falls, Virginia, 22066.
All right, thank you. And then last but not least, Natasha, please.
Yes, it's Natasha Durham, address 4216 Alton Road, Louisville, Kentucky, 40207.
Thank you all very much. Ms. Carter, just a couple minutes ago, you indicated that this would be an admission to the violation. Okay.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you. So with that, we will excuse all of our officers that are here tonight. Thank you all for being here. Your citation that you drafted will serve as the city's evidence in this case. Thank you all for being here tonight. I appreciate it.
Very good. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you,
problem.
gentlemen. Please be safe.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right, Ms. Carter, with that admission of guilt, we'll turn it over to you. This will be your opportunity to present your case as a licensee and counsel for the licensee to the board. We'll turn it over to you. Let us know what you want to tell us.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Good evening. As the chair can tell you, I love appearing before liquor boards, not so much in cases such as this, especially not when I'm a licensee. It's a very uncomfortable position, and it has been a very uncomfortable position for my clients as well. They're not used to being in this position, and they don't like being in it. I know the incident happened on January 22nd. I can't remember whether or not I received a phone call from Natasha prior to January 30th, but we had a telephone conference on January 30th, by which time the general manager of the hotel, who had been with the hotel for 3 years and 2 months, was terminated, together with the regional vice president, the director of food and beverage, the food and beverage supervisor, the bar supervisor, and the offending bartender. Now, I've been doing this for more than 40 years, and unfortunately, every year I handle lots and lots of violations. I have never had 6 people fired because of an incident, but that's how seriously Graduate Hotel and GMD takes this. One of the first challenges, at least from my perspective, I'm not sure why this is happening, at least from my perspective, is finding a new GM. And I have had the pleasure of knowing Jeff for 10 or 15 years. Jeff worked with Southern Management, and in addition to the 2 hotels here the hotel here in Anne Arundel County, he opened up 2 hotels for Southern Management in College Park, Maryland. And during the time that he was involved with those hotels, neither hotel had a single violation. In spite of this fact, they are in the city of College Park. He's clearly a man who knows what he's doing. Within a week or so of his being hired, he took the alcohol awareness certification class and, not surprisingly, passed. Right now, this property has roughly 65 employees. 30 35 of which are involved in some component of food service, not necessarily alcohol. For instance, they have baristas, but anybody who touches the food in the presence of a customer, is that a fair assessment, Jeff? Is alcohol awareness certified through tips.
Correct.
And we have provided you all, and I apologize for the lateness. There was a lot to go through. Is certified, and we provided you guys with copies of the tips cards and a list of all the testing. There are several other things that the hotel is now employing to make sure that there is no repeat performance. A third party spotter, if you will, has been hired to do weekly inspections. And they are instructed to go in predominantly to the trophy room and order a drink and food weekly. And without exception, every single test, the very first thing that has happened once the drink order has been placed is there has been, the ID has been requested. The POS system has been upgraded so that now in order to process the sale of an alcoholic beverage, you have to type in the drink. Additionally, there are 3 iDetect handheld scanners that are being used to check any questionable IDs. The hotel is limiting IDs, acceptable IDs, to 2 forms. Maryland state driver's license, driver's licenses from any jurisdiction, correct, Jeff? And military IDs. That's it. No other form of identification is accepted. I've asked Jeff to make sure that I'm telling you all the right things. So if he interrupts me, please understand that's why. I want to make sure I'm doing this right. There are daily log check-ins. At the time the employee signs in to go to work, he has to acknowledge that he is familiar with the hotel's requirements regarding the sale and service of alcohol. And the policy of the hotel is if you fail to card, you will be terminated. It's not a matter of getting caught and a violation ensuing. It's a matter of not following the hotel policy. Before each shift, each F&B, food and beverage employee, has to sign their log acknowledging that they have a current alcohol awareness certification, that they're aware of what the law is, and they're aware of what the hotel policies are. They don't sign it, they don't clock in, they don't work on the floor. The camera system throughout the trophy room has been upgraded so that management can more clearly identify weaknesses, if you will. If they see somebody who is not quite doing things the right way, it's much easier for them to identify it. They've added another layer. They now have, in addition to the F&B manager, there is an F&B director, and the role of that F&B director is to make sure that the policies of the hotel are abided by and that every employee understands those policies 100% of the time. The menus have all been reprinted and all bear the words, "We card everyone." They've added carding policies to their banquet and catering contracts as well. And I want to make sure I'm doing this right, Jeff and Ed. So if I misstate this, please correct me. So with the banquets and the guests who are hosting the parties basically have a choice. They can either have their employees stamped or wristbanded, or there will be carding every time a drink is ordered or served.
That's correct.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I wanted to make sure I got that right. And that's now obviously the problem was in the trophy room. It has not been in the banquets, but they want to make sure that that we need all of the employees to understand how serious this is. And the best way of doing that is to have a global global requirements, if you will, so that if you have an F&B person who usually works banquets, but there's a deficiency in the trophy room, which actually happened in this case because the gentleman who made the sale was not a regular trophy room employee. They're so familiar with the process, it's second nature, and they can't make the mistake. I hope you were able, and my apologies in particular to Cindy, because I know we got this to her very late in the game. And I hope she was able to get it all to you. But the exhibit book is pretty extensive. And without going through every single page of every single item, I think I've done a summary of what the policies are. But I want you all to also understand, if you could please, the nature of this hotel. This is really a community-based hotel. It serves the needs of the city of Annapolis in kind of a unique way, if you will, because it is an integral part of many of the events that take place in the city, like the Pride events that are coming up, the Naval Academy graduation and June week that are coming up. And in the exhibit book, we provided you all with a list of events in which the hotel participates, and a list of weddings and banquets and graduation parties and that type of thing that are all coming up. Because while the trophy room is obviously important to the hotel, it's the front door, if you will, to what is a bigger community service. And I know Jan and I spoke privately shortly after this incident, and I can't begin to tell you. I think he was even more upset than I was, and that was pretty hard to do at the time. Natasha, who has helped coordinate all of this, has been incredibly responsive. I mean, if ever I had to work with a group of people in a situation such as this, I couldn't ask for a better group, because they really, without exception, Ed, Jeff, the whole group cares. And I hope that I've been able to convey that to you all tonight. Questions?
Linda, just
I
quick
know
question.
you have a very long agenda, so questions, please.
Hey, so Linda, I'm just looking through your exhibit, and that's why I've been staring to the left as you've been going along. I've been following along with everything you've been saying. So in January, after this violation occurred, is that when you hired the third-party agency to do?
That's correct.
Okay, so
correct.
there's one for January, February, March. I see that. Okay.
Correct. And they're actually
Okay,
doing
so this was
weekly.
that was reactionary to what happened.
Oh, everything. Almost 90% of this was in direct response to what happened. And
Sure.
certainly the termination of the 6 people was in direct response to this.
Right.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I have a couple of questions.
Sure, go right ahead.
You know, I heard your presentation tonight. One of the things you mentioned is that all people who even touch food are tips trained. When you guys came in front of us originally, we at that time suggested to you that all employees who were involved in alcohol serving be tips trained.
That's correct.
Now we're at the 3rd violation. And you're telling us now again that everybody's going to be tips trained.
No. So the difference is, and in fact, the server in this instance was tips trained. His supervisor was tips trained. They had valid cards. What we've done now, though, it's not just the people who are involved in the sale of alcohol. It's the baristas, for instance, who ordinarily don't ever touch alcohol. They're now certified. If they're in the front of the house and there's any possibility of them touching an iced tea, they are certified. And that's the exception.
That's all well and good. But I'm assuming that even with this 3rd violation, the person who caused the violation was tip trained.
He was. He was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
So-
was, and his supervisor was.
So, really after tonight, we hope we don't see you guys again.
We hope you don't either. Not for this. Maybe a transfer of licensees, but that'll be it. I will be honest. Like I said earlier, unfortunately, in 40 years, I've done a few hundred violations. I've never had a regional vice president fired because of a sale to minor.
Yeah.
That's pretty. That's a pretty hard hammer.
And I think the reality is too, I think if this violation had happened just a few months earlier, your license would at minimum have been suspended for 3 days, if I understand the code correctly, right, Ms. Gaines? I think we're kind of teetering on 3 violations in 18 months.
That's the guidelines.
Yeah, their guidelines,
Everything.
Brian, you can go higher, lower on whatever mitigating or extenuating circumstances there may be. But there isn't any specific reference in the code as to what a penalty has to be.
I move we impose a $1,500 fine.
All right, we've got a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right, Ms. Carter, there's going to be a $1,500 fine assessed here, payable within 30 days. We appreciate all of the hard work that you put into the exhibit, and hopefully we don't see you again here.
Please.
We
You will
hope
not
not
see us
to.
again.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
consideration.
Thank you.
We appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, we will declare the disciplinary hearing closed, and we'll declare our one item on the agenda for the public hearing. We'll declare the public hearing open. We have an application for a new alcoholic beverage license, Class B4 beer, wine, and liquor, on sale 6 a.m. to 12 midnight, 7 days a week, with a special Sunday license by Christopher Brady, Aaron Tompkins, Robert Katsiki, for the premises known as Butch and Tide Boys 1 LLC, trading as Timber Pizza Company, Annapolis, located at 192 West Street, Annapolis 21401. We'll give it a minute for the new applicants to come forward. It's just Chris and Aaron here tonight. Just you guys.
Travis should be with us as well here shortly.
Travis, okay.
Aaron's on here.
All right.
There's Travis.
It took me a second to figure it out. Sorry.
No, not a problem. All right, guys. If you could raise your right hands, I'm going to administer the oath here for you. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the responses you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
I do,
Okay.
yes.
3 in the affirmative. We're going to get names and addresses for the record. We'll start with Mr. Brady. If you could give us your full name and address, please.
Christopher Lawrence Brady, 316 Burnside Street, Unit 401, Annapolis, Maryland, 21403.
Mr. Tompkins?
Aaron Tompkins, 2029 Trumbull Terrace, Northwest Washington, D.C., 20011.
All right, and then Travis, last but not least, full name and address, please.
Robert Travis Katsky, 4773 Solomon's Island Road, Harwood, Maryland, 20776.
All right, guys. Thanks for being here tonight. You've submitted an application for a new license for a pizza place on 192 West Street. This is your chance to present your case to the board. Tell us the type of license you're looking for, and anything else you think would be relevant in the board's deliberation.
Fantastic. Thank you all for having us here. Appreciate the time and consideration. So our intent and the restaurant that we're opening up on 192 West Street is a family-oriented, community-based, wood-fired pizza restaurant. We've been doing this for some time in Washington, D.C. I started the company 10 years ago. there and a native Annapolitan. Moved back here 4 years ago. Very excited to bring Timber Pizza to the Annapolis, Maryland community. What we've always been about is exactly that: community, extremely family friendly restaurant. We have a delicious menu that's gotten many critically acclaimed awards with empanadas, salad, pizzas, pretty simple, ice cream for the kids and all the good stuff. And serving that complemented by alcoholic beverages. It's been a consistent and successful business model for us there. Aaron has worked for me on the timber team for 5 years, and he's coming in with Travis and I to be the operating partner for our establishment here in Annapolis. And we're just extremely excited. Obviously, having grown up here and having been, a long time part of the community, I understand the responsibility that serving alcohol in Annapolis bears, and we take that extremely seriously. As far as our approach, what my approach to food and beverage has been throughout my life and my career, and the approach that we intend to take with our entire team, staff, and customers in the future, is that responsible alcohol serving and being extremely diligent through our training, hiring process in every instance is going to be at the forefront of our minds every single day. We take the responsibility extremely seriously, certainly, beyond just violations, but just the safety of the community. Those are things that, when you're serving food as well as alcohol, you must take extremely seriously. And Timber Pizza, having done that for 8 years in DC at our brick and mortar location and having a clean record throughout our time there, both in the restaurant as well as the catering side of the house, something I'm very proud of. And we look forward to bringing our concept and a great gathering place in the community to West Street.
All right, thank you, Chris. Aaron or Travis, is there anything you want to add before we turn it over to the board for some questions?
I would just say that I've been a 53-year-old male and been in the Annapolis area my whole life. My family's from Annapolis. I'm still here with my family. We all go to St. Mary's Parish, and my kids go to St. Mary's School, where I also went. So I know a lot of people and have been around this area and the community a long time, and intend to keep it into a respectful way with this establishment.
All right, great. Appreciate it. Taking a look at your floor plans, looks like you have 24 seats that you're proposing.
Yes, sir. Pretty cozy restaurant. It's an intimate, vibe. So certainly not a huge place.
All right, and that's great. I just want to make sure that we kind of hold you to the 24 seats. If you go and you change the layout, need to add more seats, you have to come back to the board to seek permission before doing that. Okay, I just want you to be aware of that. Now, how far along are you guys in your renovation? I know it used to be Nancy Hammond Studios. You got a lot of work to do in there. I'm just kind of wondering when you think you'd be willing to or ready to pick up the license, because it's got a finite timeline on it. You can't pick it up tomorrow and wait for 2 years before you start using it. So when do you think you want it available?
Yes, we understand and appreciate that. So we were able to get cleared for our full building permit just about 2 weeks ago. So that's underway, and our timeline's tracking to have construction winding down in about 5 to 6 weeks, give or take. So we would be looking to, at that point, of course, conduct training with alcohol being a huge part of that component, and hopefully start serving pizza June, perhaps early July, just depending on inspections and how training is conducted there. But that's our general timeline on construction.
Okay, how's a June 14 pickup day sound?
Sounds perfect. That's where we're aiming for. So barring any hiccups on construction, that would be fantastic. We appreciate that.
Yeah, the board just doesn't want to start the clock on you early if we don't have to. So that'll be your associated pickup date if the board's inclined to grant this. How many staff members are you planning on hiring?
Our staff for the restaurant will likely be around between 18 and 22. That'll be a mix of full-time as well as part-time, of course. but that's typically, what we found to be the sweet spot number in our projections and our planning.
Okay. And are you planning on having everybody who serves alcohol tips or alcohol awareness trained?
1,000%. It'll be a part of, requirement from us in terms of the tips side of the house, and then as well as just company policy training beyond that. Anyone who's hired by us will have to go through our company rundown on all that as well.
Okay, great. And I'm guessing you guys have had the chance to take a look at our board's rules and regulations that you can find online. Just make sure you familiarize yourself with them, because all three of you, if you're going to be licensees, are on the hook if something goes wrong. All three of you are going to be individually responsible. So, the board always recommends that you review them, you understand them. If you have questions, we have Ms. Gaines, we have Mr. Braithwaite who can help with any questions that you might have. And make sure your staff is familiar with carding policies and procedures as well. You saw what can happen if something goes wrong in the last hearing, and we don't want to see you guys here for something like that.
100%. Sounds great. I was at the graduate and got carded, and they're on it big time.
Excellent. Good to hear. Good to hear. All right. Does the board have any questions?
Chris, how big's the space in DC that you operate?
Just under 1,000 square foot, right?
So
it's a shade wider in DC. We're a little pinched in Annapolis.
And you said you've never had a violation in DC, correct?
Indeed.
Whereabouts are you located there?
It's in a neighborhood in Northwest called Petworth, Washington, DC. Just about 2 miles north of U Street and a mile north of Howard University.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve this license.
Mr. Chairman, I second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right, guys, your request is granted. Good luck. If you have any questions, reach out to Ms. Gaines. She is a wealth of knowledge.
She's been amazing throughout the process. Super, super helpful. We appreciated her from the get-go. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, with that, we will declare our public hearing closed, and we will move on to our miscellaneous items. First item, we have an application for consumption of alcoholic beverages on city property for a baptism scheduled on June 1st, 2024 from 1 p.m. to midnight, 92 West Washington Street, Annapolis 21401. And this is by Hector Lucrecio.
Hi, how are you guys?
Great. How are ya?
Good. Sorry, just give me a second.
That's all right.
Okay, can you see us?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, wait. Okay, now you can.
You guys are kind of sideways. There you go.
Okay, sorry. Little technical difficulties.
We just need your names and addresses for the record, and then tell us about the baptism.
Okay, so diga su nombre completo y su dirección.
Hector Lucrecio Guzman, 422 Captain Circle, Apartment A, Annapolis, Maryland, 2141.
Okay.
And my name's Stephanie Reyes. I'm on 1230 Tyler Avenue, Annapolis, Maryland, 21403. Yeah.
Great. Tell us a little bit about the baptism and what you're looking for.
Yeah, so he's actually baptizing his son in June, I believe, and we're looking to see if we could get just the day approval for just the liquor license and stuff. I asked him a couple questions. I am just regarding side thing. I am helping him out with the translation. So it's basically a family gathering, celebrating a baptism, family getting together, a little small get together. They just were looking for the approval for them to be able to serve alcoholic beverages. I will say he did tell me they are planning to have 3 security guards, a bartender, and someone checking IDs, and anybody over 21 will have a wristlet on their bracelet.
Looks like you have about 200 people coming to the event. And
Yeah, about 150 to 200, he said.
okay, and are they mostly family members that you know? Just so you know, what the biggest concern that the board has is that there's a chance of underage drinking. So you kind of know who's going to be there, who's underage and who's overage, right?
Yes.
Okay. And your security, that's from Elite Security, right?
Yes.
Does the board have any questions?
I move we approve, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, your guys' request is granted. Good luck. Stay safe,
Thank-
okay?
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next item, we have an application for consumption of alcoholic beverages on city property for the Brick Companies Foundation, the SummerSlam Pickleball Tournament for Friday, May 31st, 2024 through Sunday, June 1st, 2024, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. at 1229 Primrose Road, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401 at the Truxton Park Tennis Courts. And I see we have Shelley Ford here.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. Can you get does your camera turn on?
I don't, let's see.
Your
There we are. There we are. Sorry.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, Ms. Let's get your full name and address, and then tell us a little bit about the SummerSlam Pickleball Tournament.
Okay. My name is Shelley Ford. The address, the business address, do you want or your personal?
Your personal.
Okay, 3617 Solomon's Island Road, Edgewater, Maryland, 21037.
All right, go right ahead.
So we are hosting our second annual SummerSlam charity pickleball tournament. The proceeds will benefit Chesapeake Region Accessible Boating. They're a charitable organization right there in Annapolis. We take people out sailing, people with disabilities out sailing. It's a wonderful organization right there in Annapolis. Like I said, it's our second annual pickleball tournament. Last year we had about 125 participants. They kind of come and go, you know, they know if they're in this bracket, they're going to go in the morning. So they kind of flow through as the day goes on. Everyone who registers on our website gives their date of birth or what have you, but also when you come up to check in, if you will, if you're a participant, we have you show your ID and then you get your hand stamped if you're over 21. And then we are planning this year to sell drink tickets to purchase a beer from a beer vendor or a signature cocktail from our cocktail vendor. And of course, everyone will be carded or not receive a drink ticket. We have folks at the entrance and the exit of the event to make sure nobody's leaving with a cocktail in hand or making sure that no one underage gets a cocktail. What other questions can I answer for you? Right now, we only have, I'm hoping to get about 100 participants and it's over 2 days. Right now, we only have 42 people signed up. Don't have a lot of concern about there being, and everybody's playing pickleball. So they may have like one cocktail just to celebrate a win or what have you. But last year, I think even with our beer vendor, I think he sold 20 beers. So, it's not a huge event with a lot of alcohol consumption going on, but we like to have it there just for the folks that like to have a cocktail to celebrate a win or something.
Shelley, did you have any issues last year?
No.
I know you sold 20 beers. Did you sell 20 beers to one person?
No. Probably to 25. I think people shared them, you know.
I mean, I'm
beer
just
vendor coming back.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the date, and obviously, you know, the pool down the street is open at that time, so there are families and whatnot. Not that people don't bring their families to watch pickleball tournaments. So, but everything went smoothly last year.
It did. We have vendors there in the parking area, but everyone that comes is, is greeted by one of our volunteers or what have you. And we had no problems last year. We didn't have anyone even come from, we have a food truck there and we had no one even come from the pool. I thought they might to generate some revenue for the food truck, and no one came from the pool area down to the event.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve.
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, your request is granted. Good luck, and hopefully you sell more than 20 beers this year.
Okay, and try to send me some pickleball players.
We'll do what we can. Thanks.
Thank you.
Dick will be there.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, next up, we have a request for a substitution of a licensee for 110 Compromise Restaurant LLC, trading as the Chop Tank, 110 Compromise, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401. We are removing D. Michael Keenan and Alexander Smith and replacing with a Nicholas Svekanios. I think was that all right? That wasn't too bad, was it? Okay, all right.
Pretty
All right.
close.
Okay, all right, thanks. Mr. Dale, it's good to see you. If you could just give us your name and address for the record, have your client do the same, and go right ahead.
Thank you. Phil Dales, Dales Associates here on behalf of the applicant, and this is Nick Spekianis here, who's the intended new licensee as we delete the two existing individual licensees.
Okay, great.
Nick Spekianis, 180 South Southwood Avenue, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401.
Okay, great. Go right ahead, Mr. Dales.
Thank you, Chairman Prilly. I don't want to belabor this. I think it's pretty straightforward, but I want to just cover our bases through quick testimony. And if that's all right with you, Mr. Chairman, I guess we could swear Mr. Spekianis in, and then I'll just go through a quick 5 or 6 questions, and we'll rest our case.
Yeah, sure. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Spekianis. Raise your right hand if you don't mind. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the responses you're about to give will be true and correct?
Yes.
Yeah, all right, go right ahead, Mr. Dales.
And Mr. Spekianis, with this application, you've been made a member, in fact, the sole member of the LLC licensee. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and prior to the issuance of the license, with you as the sole licensee, you'll have completed crowd management training and obtained a certificate of completion for such training as the board now requires?
Yes.
Okay. And also prior to the issuance of the license with you as sole licensee, you'll have completed or updated your alcohol awareness training as required by this board?
Yes. I'm already a licensee on a property in Baltimore City, so I will make sure that I'm up to date with all of them.
Okay, and you understand the rules of this board and of the alcoholic beverages article related to the service of alcoholic beverages as a license holder, is it right?
Yes.
Okay. And you understand whether you're present for the day-to-day operations of the business, you'll be responsible and have to answer to this board if there are any violations, as we watched earlier tonight?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And could you just give the board a little bit of your background in the restaurant industry, your experience and your connection to this restaurant?
Sure. My grandfather owned 2 restaurants in Baltimore City, the Blue Plate. Been around restaurants basically my whole life. My cousin and I had kind of vision to start up a restaurant about 13 years ago. And I've been a partner in Atlas ever since.
Thank you. And could you tell the board what the reason is, what your reasons were for wanting to make this change to remove Mr. Smith and Mr. Keenan and add yourself as a sole member and the sole licensee?
One, I'm local, so I wanted to be on the license. And then 2, we have some things where Alex Smith's status on a licensee for other licenses.
So I would just proffer to the board on that. Mr. Smith is, and Mr. Keenan were both Maryland residents, and so they qualified for resident licensee, but the group wanted to have someone who's truly local and lives in the Annapolis area. And so I think that's an improvement in this change here to have a licensee who lives right nearby. And last couple questions here. Are you confident, Mr. Spekianis, that you as a licensee will be able to control the operations and make sure that it's an orderly restaurant and service of alcohol and ensure there's no negative impacts on the public and surrounding community?
Yes, I'm involved with today's operations. We run a tight ship, and I will.
Okay, thank you. So last, because this came up earlier, I'll just, for the board, I'll say you do intend to make sure that at all times there's a manager and at least one employee that's alcohol awareness trained. And in fact, many of your staff beyond that are all alcohol awareness trained. Is that correct?
Yes, that's our policy.
Okay, thank you. That's it, Mr. Chairman. We're here for questions if any of the board members have questions.
All right, do any of the board members have any questions?
What restaurant in Baltimore do you hold a license?
Watershed.
And have you had any violations while being the licensee in Watershed?
Nope, not that I'm aware of.
Okay, even though Mr. Dales mentioned that you'll have one other tip certified, we do recommend that anyone handling alcohol in your premises be tip certified.
Understood, Mr. Peterson. That's that I believe in prior hearings we've testified that we were trying to have as many employees as possible, as they're onboarded to become tip certified, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
So your involvement is day-to-day at Chop Tank?
I'm there as much as I possibly can, yes.
So 40 plus hours a week?
I hope, yes. Yeah.
All right, any additional questions from board members? Mr. Chiblet?
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve.
I second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Request is granted. Good to see you both tonight. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we have Jack's Fortune, an application for a deletion of a licensee, Jack's Fortune Inc., trading as Jack's Fortune, 960 Bay Ridge Road, Annapolis, Maryland, 21403. The request is to remove Jason Mao.
Bless you.
Anybody?
Yeah, Jack Lou is here. Here comes. Nope. Mr. Lou, I need you to accept that and not decline. Mr. Lou, are you there? So we also have Johnny Mao here as well for this.
Hello? Oh, right there, right there, right there. Okay, can you hang for some? Hello, hello? This is Johnny with Jack Lou and my father, Jason Mao.
All right, great. Just we need full names and addresses of everybody, and then tell us about the request tonight.
Okay, my name is, can you please hang up your phone, Dad? Thank you. My name is Johnny Mao. I live at 11 Belvedere Court, Annapolis, Maryland, 21403. And Dad, give your full name and address.
Yes. My name is Jason Mao. I live in 10 Bucks Wood, Annapolis, Maryland, 21403.
And Jack, your full name, address.
Yeah, name is Jack Lou. Yeah. And 960 Bay Ridge Road, Annapolis, Maryland.
Okay, great. Thank you. Now go ahead and let us know. It looks like you're removing somebody from the license. Let us know why you're doing that, and if there are going to be any additional changes we should know about.
Okay. First, my name is Jason Mao. The reason I'm asking because I'm a retired beginning of January 31st of 2024. So because of the reason I retired, need to go so many places to visit. I don't have time to take care of the restaurant, you know, the alcohol license, any businesses involved with that. That's why I tell, you know, my partner, Jack, to take care of that. So they all agree that, and they all accept what I request.
No additional changes, just removing you because you're retiring, huh?
Correct. No any change.
Any questions from the board?
Well, so that you have a happy retirement, I move that we approve.
I'll second.
Yes, they are. They are approved already.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, your request is granted. Happy retirement.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next we have a couple requests from the Eastport Democratic Club. We're going to do item 8 as separate, and then we'll combine 9 and 10 afterwards. For item 8, we have a request for the seasonal usage of the outside patio for members and guests to include the service of food and alcohol for the Eastport Democratic Club, 525 State Street, Annapolis 21403.
Mr. Chairman, for this, I'm going to recuse myself.
Sounds good. Dick, you're recusing yourself for all 3 of them, right?
That's correct.
Great. Hey, Joe, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
All right, great. Just give us your full name and address for the record and tell us about the seasonal usage of the outside parking lot.
All right. Joe Deshawn, 1320 Blackout Court, Annapolis, Maryland, 21403.
Okay.
I assume we're doing the first 2 first, the May 3rd and the May 22nd. Is that correct?
No, we're going to do your seasonal use first, and then we're going to do the May 3rd and the May 22nd.
Okay, so the June 16th is our annual Father's Day barbecue. We
Hold on 1 second. Let me stop you there, Joe. We don't have a Father's Day barbecue on the agenda today.
What is that, June 16th?
No, we've got a request for your use of the outdoor patio.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got a request for Blue Angels.
Right.
And then we've got AM/FM.
Okay, what's the date of the outdoor patio one?
There is no date. It's seasonal.
Oh, there is no. Oh, it's just. I'm sorry, my mistake.
Yeah.
Okay, so we haven't applied for the June 16th yet, and this is just a general. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to catch up.
No, okay. We'll go ahead with the outdoor patio. The Father's Day event sounds great, but we'll do that next month. Let's go ahead and do the outdoor patio.
Sounds good. Okay, so we have extended our outdoor patio as of last year, and we have availability for our members to sit outside and enjoy the weather. It's a very quiet and calm atmosphere, and we limit beverage service out there until 10 p.m. or yeah, I believe it's 10 p.m. 9 p.m. I'm sorry, it's 9 p.m. 9 p.m. and there's usually anywhere from 5 to maybe 20 or 30 people on a busy night in that area.
Okay. Have you had any issues with the patio in the past? I know you extended it, made it a little bit bigger. But any issues with the outdoor areas in the past?
Not at all.
Okay. Does the board have any questions?
The neighbors are okay with this?
Yeah, everybody's been great in the neighborhood, and our members are very conscientious of our location and our situation with our neighbors. Most of the neighbors are members and supporters of the club. Those that aren't are very understanding of our intention to be good neighbors.
Any additional questions on the extension, or excuse me, on the seasonal use of the outside patio?
No, I move we approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, your patio request is approved.
Thank you.
And now, Joe, let's do both event 9 and 10 together. This is the Blue Angels after party, which is scheduled for Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024 from 4 to 8 p.m. And then there's AM/FM, which is actually scheduled beforehand, May 3rd, 2024 from 5 to 9 p.m. Both events are going to take place at 525 State Street. Just need your name and address one more time and tell us about those events.
Sure. Joe Deshawn, 1320 Black Walnut Court, Annapolis, Maryland, 21403. The May 3rd event is an annual event that we do to support AM/FM that is very active in assisting local musicians, normally with health insurance issues and any other problems they may run into. Everybody knows that the musician life can be a little bit itinerant and they're working out of passion and maybe not have all those things, those ducks in a row all the time. So AM/FM is a fabulous organization, and we support them with this event annually. It's an outdoor event, music, obviously. We'll have security at that event. We always have people at both entrances to the parking lot covered, checking for IDs, wristbanding 21, and checking to make sure people do not leave the premises with alcohol or bring alcohol onto the premises that is not appropriate.
All right. Any questions on either of these events from the board?
Have you had any issues with the neighbors or
Not at
people
all. The last this board I think had something well over a year ago that was dismissed, and we've had absolutely nothing since.
Okay.
So you have security that's going to be checking IDs?
We have volunteers that do that. We also have a hired security company, Elite Security, will be there as well at both entry points to the event.
So how does that work? If you want to purchase alcohol, do you get, so I see wristbands. So is there a wristband station? And then
yeah, there's two entry points. We fence off the parking lot, so there is an entry point at the alley side, and then on the other side there's a gate, and we have people at both of those points, and you can't, without climbing a fence, you can't get into the premises otherwise. And there are people checking IDs and issuing wristbands at both those entries.
And those are club members that are volunteering to work those stations?
Those are volunteers, and there will be tips trained people in attendance as well. And the security, we have a security person stationed at each of those entrances.
Any additional questions about these requests? All right, hearing none, I will make a motion that we approve both the open to the public event number 2 and number 3.
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, Joe, your request is granted.
Thank you very much for your time this evening. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. All right, next we have the West Street Oktoberfest, an application for consumption of alcoholic beverages on city property, scheduled for Sunday, September 22nd, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 17 Annapolis Street, Annapolis 21401. Hey
Hi
Mary.
there. I'm great. How are you all?
Great, thanks. Just give us your address your full name and address for the record, and then go ahead and tell us about the Oktoberfest this year.
Sure. My name is Mary Ostrowski. I live at 1763 Meadow Hill Drive in Annapolis, Maryland, 21409. This is the second year that I have been involved with the Oktoberfest planning. With the West Annapolis Business Association. We partner with the Civic Association to, I think some of you have told me in the past that you've attended. We shut off Annapolis Street and Giddings and get into the front of West Annapolis Elementary School as too. The PTA of the school also puts on events, and we have all sorts of vendors and live music events activities for kids, and very family friendly event on a Sunday afternoon to celebrate Oktoberfest. And it's kind of a little bit of a kickoff to some seasonal shopping as well.
All right, and this has been going on for quite some time, obviously. Have you guys had any issues in the past that we should be aware of?
Not that I'm aware of. Despite the weather and the rain last year, we had a great turnout. It went off without a hitch. The police, have always been great. They come in and support us and provide perimeter kind of security and so forth. And it's been a really good team. We partner with Catsiff Brothers, and it's really fun.
All right. Does the board have any questions regarding this year's Oktoberfest?
I move we approve.
Mary,
I'll
who's Alicia Marshall?
Hold on, there's a motion on the floor, Ryan.
No, never mind.
Dick jumped you on questions, and it was seconded by Claire.
Sorry.
So we've got a motion pending. All
It
those
would
in
be the
favor?
answer that she works as an executive assistant.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
right.
we snuck it in there, but
Yeah.
there is the motion, and it's been seconded.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, your request is granted. Thanks, Mary.
Great. Thank you all. Have a good evening.
Have fun.
Bye-bye.
All right, next one is a Stan and Joe's request. I also saw that our agenda has Stan and Joe's as item number 31. So I'm going to make a motion that we amend the agenda and allow Stan and Joe's to present item number 31 right after item number 12 so that he doesn't have to wait around. Is there a second?
I second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, great. We'll amend that way. Mr. McGovern, good to see you. First event you're here on is the Great Gatsby Spring Fling, which is scheduled for May 19th, 2024 from noon to 8 p.m., 37 West Street, Annapolis 21401. Go ahead and name and address for the record. Tell us about the Spring Fling.
Well, you guys all know how much I love saying my full name. Joseph Daniel Patrick McGovern Jr., 817 Valley Drive, and I'm in Crownsville, Maryland, 21032.
All right.
What this is and a little bit Joe from Eastport. It's a fundraiser for AMFM. AMFM stands for Annapolis Musicians for Musicians, and it's also a fundraiser for We Care and Friends. And I'm one of the reasons I'm doing this because parking lot events are a pain in my ass, to be quite frankly, but trying to keep Larry's We Care and Friends moving is why I jumped on it. And it is just an outdoor event. We have some local musicians, Roaring 20s, anyone who wants to swing by and do a little flapping. I will not be flapping, but it's our standard parking lot event. Banded, no band, no booze, 21 and up. We have tip certified. My doormen are all tip certified now. We'll be at every egress. We have all my managers are now a crowd manager certified. It's just a typical San Joe parking lot event. I'm very aware of the requirements of the board, and I always do my very best to make sure, keep an eye on the volume, keep an eye on making sure nothing gets out of the parking lot, nothing but plastic, and yeah, I mean that's it. I mean it's our standard parking lot event, and weather dependent, of course. If it's a nasty day, we'll just move it inside. But if it's a beautiful day, we'd love to be outside and do a little Roaring 20.
Any questions from the board?
Hey, Joe, since you're here, how did St. Patrick's Day go?
Wow. Just because it's us here, don't tell anybody. In my 17 years, and thank you all for letting me do that, I've never seen even the whole city. We opened up early, we do the annual, which bless your hearts, you guys give me permission, the firefighter breakfast. And because I think DC canceled their parade and Baltimore might have canceled their, it was just crazy. We had a line out the door by 9 a.m. I think I sold 400 or 500 scrambled eggs. I mean, it was crazy. It was kegs and eggs. It was a great day. We're very blessed.
So sorry. The root of my question was, did you have any issues?
None at all. We're very lucky that these guys. I have some friends in the police and fire department, and they get anointed a free food tab if they don't drink, and they help me if there's any issues. But luckily, knock on wood, we had none. Not a one.
You're present at these events typically, you or Tracy or
Absolutely.
Stan?
Absolutely. I've got my manager, I've got my tips. Yeah, I mean, I opened and then I jumped on the float, but Tracy was there and our general manager was there the whole day.
But same thing for these two events that you're proposing.
The Great Gatsby, I'll be there to help set up, make sure everything's copacetic. And as always, I'll have one of my managers there who is also tips and crowd manager certified and understands what the San Joe game plan is.
Perfect. Mr. Chairman, I move we approve these two events.
Second.
All those in favor of approving the Gatsby, aye. Aye.
Aye.
Your
Thank you.
request is approved, and now, Joe, we're gonna move item number 32 next. You have requested that, let me find it. You've requested an extension of the licensed premises to include the private parking lot for pre-dining under the stars events. And I understand you are amending the dates to the third Saturday every month, which would be May the 18th, June the 15th, July the 20th, August the 17th, September the 21st, and October 19th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. In your parking lot at 37, your neighboring parking lot, 37 West Annapolis 21401. So tell us a little bit about those events.
Yes, this is just, the Dining on the Stars is great. And, but unfortunately, it's a real hit for us. They start putting up signs on Friday and they block the streets off at around 11. And we're a lot about foot traffic, and people don't read the signs. They just say no parking and they just keep going. So what I was hoping to do is every third Saturday of the month, just open up at noon, 11 to noon. Just if it's a nice day, just put some chairs out, a bar, of course, everyone would be carted, but just set up an outdoor dining room, really extending my patio more than extending the pub. And just trying to recapture what's lost when the streets are closed, if that makes sense. And that's all. And I totally understand. I hope I'm not pushing my luck. That's why I'm asking. It would help if it's a beautiful day and I could put out, 6 or 8 tables and a couple of stools and sell some frozen margaritas and some, chicken wings. It would be nothing but helpful. Yeah. And that's the pitch. And it would be, of course, everything under the Santa Joe's umbrella with the plastic cups and nothing goes on the city streets. And everyone on my staff right now is tip certified now, updated as of the beginning of the year. And also all of my managers, including myself, Tracy, and Stan, are the crowd managed tips and crowd management. So, yeah, that's the ask. If it's a beautiful day, I just want to set up some chairs.
Okay. The board have any questions?
So basically, this is more of a parklet type.
I'm not sure what parklet, but
Joel is shaking his head.
I'm thinking it might be closer to a patio, a sidewalk, cafe license, and then because I don't think he has the ability to have an actual parklet in front, taking up parking slots, and I think he's contemplating being on the sidewalk. So I think.
Well, no, I think. Well, Joe, you can answer that. I think you're trying to use that parking lot adjacent to your building, correct?
Correct.
Where you do these other events.
Right. It's already closed off because the Inner West Street Society closes the streets off at around noon. And then the streets it's a ghost town. So what I was hoping, and I'm asking, it's just an ask, is throwing out some tables and maybe having one guy out there playing a little Jimmy Buffett or reggae and just having just people in the parking lot because the streets are closed, no traffic. It's the precursor to the Dining Under the Stars. All of these Saturdays, the streets are closed by, I think they close at 11 a.m. And then nothing, then the liquor license extension that Inner West Street did starts at 4 to, I think, 10, that the whole West Street, where we have tables in the street and all that. And I wouldn't be doing that during the daytime. I would just be confining it to the parking lot, which is already closed off to the public and my regulars, because the streets are closed at 11.
I do believe what he's asking for is allowable. Just that when it's not on our agenda for today. Today he asked about a Sunday. It's allowable, and if he was to put forth an application before us for Saturday use on the Saturdays that he envisions, I do believe that it's in proper form at that point.
And that's right. These are all Saturday dates, right?
Correct. And they're already pre-approved afternoons for Inner West Street for service on city property, etc. And I just want to set up early, but in the parking lot, of course, not in the street.
Yeah, it's just it's like an extended license expansion for certain dates, like we do with Dinner Under the Stars, etc. This is my understanding is it's just Joe's going to use the next door parking lot that he's always used.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
The letter I'm looking at has all those Saturday dates listed.
Yeah, I just thought that might be pushing my luck. I don't want to do it 26 times. I figure once a month, and maybe we, just try to make it something,
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
I move we approve. And I can
second.
understand he doesn't want to do it every Saturday.
I want to go to that baptism and then play pickleball.
Right. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, your request is granted. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you. As always, guys, everybody, thank you very much.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, cheers.
All right, next item, we have a request for seasonal usage of a parklet or private parking lot to increase the license footprint to include outdoor dining. This is for Aqua Al Dewey, located at 236 Main, Annapolis 21401. Stacy here. Hey, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Just need your name and address for the record, and then tell us about the parklet this year.
Sure. So my name is Stacy Gadenson. My address is 2924 Southwater Point Drive, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401. And we would like to do the exact same parklet that we did last year that we were approved for. So we have 16 seats out there is the floor plan now. Oh, sorry, excuse me?
No, sorry, my son walked by, sorry.
Oh, okay. So we have 16 seats out there now, up at the top of Main Street, 2 umbrellas, which will switch out for heaters during the colder weather, and just an extension of our interior dining just on those nice days when people want to eat outside. We think it looks really nice. It's inviting for the restaurant and gives people a chance to enjoy the outdoor weather when it's nice. We're not making any changes from what we did last year. That seemed to work out pretty well.
Any questions from the board?
No.
Are you doing that right now?
No.
No.
No, we'll wait till we get the approval, and we're still working with the city on the final approval. But yeah, it's not out. It's not set up yet.
All right, any more questions?
I move we approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate
Thanks.
it. Bye.
Next item, we have an application for consumption of alcoholic beverages at the Stanton Center with music to Mariana Rivera for a wedding, which is scheduled for Saturday, May 11th, 2024, 4 p.m. to midnight at 92 West Washington Street, Annapolis 21401. Hey, Mariana, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Great, thanks. Can you just give us your full name and address for the record and tell us about the wedding?
My name is Mariana Guevara, and my address is 13 Monticello Avenue, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401.
Go ahead.
So I'm trying to get an approval for my aunt and uncle's wedding so they can give liquor. And we're gonna be having 2 security guards, and we're gonna be giving out wristbands.
You're expecting to have about 240 people at the event?
We're expecting like around 150 through 200 people, and it's family members.
Not many people under the age of 21 are coming, right?
No.
And it looks like the event's gonna end at around 11 p.m. for you. The DJ at least is gonna end at 11 p.m.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you get Skippy a treat?
Does the board have any questions?
Who is your security?
The company, I think it's called, hold on, let me find it real quick.
It says
Is it
Remington.
Remington?
No, it's called Griffin's Executive Protection and Security Agency.
Sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like
And
the application, but
then the security I only have one information of one of the security. His name is Oscar Benjerano.
but you're gonna be hiring 2 security guards?
Yes.
Any additional questions?
Yeah, I move we approve.
Second. I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, your request is approved. Have fun at the wedding, all right?
Thank you. Have a
Thank
nice
you.
day.
Okay, we've got a bunch of requests by the Naval Academy Athletic Association for Annapolis Blues soccer matches. So I'm going to combine items 15 through 24 on the agenda. These are requests for special class C 1-day licenses for Annapolis Blues soccer matches located at 511 Taylor Avenue, Annapolis 21401. And the dates are as follows: Wednesday, May 15th, 2024 from 7 to 9:30 p.m. June 1st, 2024 from 7 to 9:30 p.m. June 7th from 7 to 9:30 p.m. June 16th from 4 to 6:30 p.m. June 29th from 7 to 9:30 p.m. July 6th from 7 to 9:30 p.m. July 12th from 7 to 9:30 p.m. July 19th from 7 to 9:30 p.m. and July 21st from 5 to 7:30 p.m. All of these events taking place at the stadium, 511 Taylor Avenue, Annapolis 21401. And I see Mr. Bland and Joe are here tonight. Could you guys give us your names and addresses for the record, and then tell us about the Blues this summer?
Sure, I'll go first. Full name Joseph Cook, address 3844 Glebe Meadow Way in Edgewater, Maryland, zip code 21037.
Okay, so I'm Curtis Bland, 818 Nancy Lynn Lane, Arnold, Maryland, 21012.
All right, go right ahead, guys.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Again, my name is Joe Cook. I'm an Associate Athletic Director for the Naval Academy Athletic Association. As you mentioned tonight, we're here to request special Class C 1-day liquor licenses for the Annapolis Blues soccer games at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. The Blues will be playing home games in May, June, and July, and we would like to sell beer to the general public from our concession stands. As with past events such as Navy football and lacrosse home games where we have sold beer, the following measures will be in place. Stadium gates will open 1 hour prior to face-off. We are asking to be able to sell beer at concession stands throughout the stadium and to also serve beer in our VIP areas. Beer sales will end at the 22nd minute mark of the second half. This is a ticketed event. As is our procedure, there will be 100% ID checks, and those served will be wristbanded upon proof of age. Sodexo servers are all tips trained. They are also empowered to refuse service to anyone they feel is intoxicated. There will be a limit of 2 beers per customer per transaction. We will have safe security on site throughout the event. They will roam the concourse and aisles proactively, looking to prevent underage drinking. The entire stadium perimeter is enclosed by a fence, and ingress and egress is through gates staffed by safe security. No beer will be allowed to leave the premises. Special event medical EMTs will be on site for the duration of the event, staffing our first aid rooms. We have a track record of serving beer at previous events and believe that we have the policies and procedures in place to accommodate beer sales in a safe and responsible manner. Fortunately, we have not had issues in the past with any alcohol-related incidents. I believe with our trained servers, limits on beer, ID checks, security staff, Annapolis PD, plus our medical staff on site to help mitigate and prevent issues before they arrive. Thank you for your time. We'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
All right. Well, you guys always do a fantastic job. See if the board has any questions.
Thank you.
Curtis, how many people have you had arrested?
I haven't had anybody arrested. I usually send that out to security. So, no, I think the only time we even had an issue was at the Military Bowl, the very first Military Bowl against University of Maryland. A couple of Maryland fans got a little crazy, but other than that, no issues at all.
Joe, I thank you for the presentation. Just quick question. Does a soccer match start with a face-off or a kickoff?
I guess you could say kickoff. That was the wording that I put in there. I don't know the exact wording for the Blues, but that's what I went with because similar to the cross.
You did a great job. Hey, Mr. Chairman, I approve, or I move that we approve these dates.
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for your time.
Good luck.
All right. Next, we have a request for a seasonal usage of a parklet or private parking lot. This is for Pearl Restaurant and Bar, formerly known as 1771 G&T, 236 Main Street, Annapolis 21401. Let's see, we have Mr. Song. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, great. Just need your name and address for the record, and then tell us about your outdoor usage request.
Sure. My name is Joydeep Sam. I'm at 519 Scrimshaw Lane in Severna Park, Maryland, 21146. Our request for seasonal parklet is similar to we've had in previous years, an extension from our Sidewalk Cafe from May 1st for 6 months. We have already secured the lease from the city, and we're asking the board's permission to extend our liquor license onto the parklet.
Exact same setup as last time?
Exact same, yes.
Perfect. Any questions from the board?
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve.
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Your request is granted. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, sirs. Appreciate it all. Bye.
Okay. Next, we have Maryland Hall, a request for a special Class C one-day liquor license for Maryland Hall and the Annapolis Pride Festival, which is scheduled for June 1st from noon to 5 p.m. at 801 Chase Street, Annapolis 21401. Mr. Coughlin is here tonight. Dennis, if you could just give us your name and address for the record and let us know about this request. And I see you also have a Sarah sample here too.
Yeah, that's correct. Hi, Dennis Coughlin for Maryland Hall for Creative Arts, 801 Chase Street, Annapolis, Maryland.
All right, and Sarah, same thing, name and address, and then tell us a little bit about the Pride Fest this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually just stepping out of one of our planning meetings that we've got with our board. So name and address, you said?
Yep, please.
So my name is Sarah Sample, and my address is 501 Defense Highway, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401.
Okay, great. Tell us a little bit about this request.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are hosting the Annapolis Pride Parade and Festival. This is going to be on June 1. We have got the parade starting at the City Dock, and it'll be moving up Main Street, around Church Circle, onto West Street, and then continuing on to Maryland Hall. And then when you get to Maryland Hall, that is where our festival is going to be. So we've got, it'll probably be about 150 vendors. We're hoping that's what we're going to get to. The festival layout, I don't know if Dennis may have shared the map with you. The map is on our website now. But essentially, we've got the whole front lawn of Maryland Hall and the two adjacent parking lots that flank Caraway Lane, I think Caraway Lane or Street. So it's Lot A and Lot B. And then we've got the Bates soccer field, which is directly behind the building. And so the way that we have all the vendors and different activities laid out is at the front of Maryland Hall. Sorry, I'm in a library. The front of Maryland Hall is going to be the main stage. We'll have a number of vendors and so craft vendors, but then also food vendors on that front area. And that'll also be where we have one of our bars and one of our 21 ID checks. And then when you move over to Lot A, which is closer to Caraway Lane and Spa Road, we'll have another bar over there, more vendors, more food, bathrooms. And then you move to Lot B, and that's where we'll have more bathrooms, more food, more vendors. We'll have both our water stations, our medical tent will be there. We will have another 21 ID check and another. And then when you move down to the Bates Field, we understand there's absolutely no alcohol down there. And we have the 24 security guards that we have hired. We also have a pretty robust presence that we're expecting from the city. I'm working on getting the numbers from them on exactly how many officers that they're going to have on foot. But so that transition from Lot B down to the Bates Field will have a pretty big security presence there. And the same goes for the front lawn of Maryland Hall, where it connects with Constitution and Chase. And then the same goes for Caraway Lane, where it starts to go back out to Spa. So all those sort of ingress and egress points for the Maryland Hall property, we're going to have a lot of security in those locations to make sure that alcohol is not getting out of the footprint. And then down the field, we've also got vendors, moon bounces, cornhole, more food trucks, lots of exciting things. And if anyone's not aware, Annapolis Pride is an organization that supports the LGBTQIA+ community in Annapolis. We've been around for about 6 years, I want to say now, and we've done 4 parades and festivals, and we're getting bigger every year. And our main focus in moving from the West Street, Calvert Street area is that we want to continue growing and we want to scale it so we can raise more money and do more than just events. We can start to do programs and offer more resource leveraging, disease prevention, suicide prevention, things along those lines. So that's really one of our main motivators. So hopefully we'll get a good attendance and have a nice, safe event.
Thank you for that. Does the board have any questions?
No.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I move we approve.
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Your request is approved. Thank you so much. Looking forward to it.
Good luck, Sarah.
Thank you all. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Thanks, Dennis.
All right. Next, we have an application for a deletion of a licensee for Harry Brown's Inc., trading as Harry Brown's, located at 66 State Circle, Annapolis 21401. The licensee to be removed is John Frank Billy Jr. I think we have Rusty, who's here for that. Rusty, can you hear us? There we go.
You're muted, Rusty.
My first Zoom call. Very exciting.
Perfect. Well, welcome to the club.
Thank you.
Yeah. Give us your name and address for the record and tell us about the removal of Mr. Billy.
Sure. James Romo, 1611 Harmony Acres Lane, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401. And we are asking to remove John Pilley from the license. John retired and moved away.
Okay. You're not adding anybody else in his place?
No, I've been on the license now for 45 years.
Okay. Good for you. All right. Let's see if the board has any questions. Any questions from the board members?
I move we approve.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 All right, Rusty, it was that easy. Great work on your first Zoom call.
Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.
Yeah. All right, next is Dock Street. We have a request for a seasonal usage of a parklet or private parking lot, 136 Dock Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401. See, Mr. Howard. Can you hear us, Mr. Howard?
Yep.
Okay, great. Just give us your name and address for the record and let us know about your extension request this year.
It's 190 Campus Green Drive, Arnold, Maryland, 21012.
Okay. Tell us about the parklet or private parking lot that you're looking to extend to.
Exactly the same as the last 3 years. So nothing's changed, just 4 tables, same situation. Just think I'm waiting on Mr. Towers and we should be good to go. We'll probably start our lease the 15th, I believe.
Okay. No issues the past 3 years?
No, sir.
Perfect. Any questions from the board?
When do you stop service to the parklet?
But there's in the lease agreement, I believe it's 10 p.m. cleaned up, people out by 11. And it's all stated in the lease agreement. I'm not 100% sure right now.
And you take the tables in, or do you break it all down? Sorry, I just can't remember what we.
Yeah, yes, sir. We break it all down and we kind of turn them on top of each other, chain them up as to it's hard enough keeping people out of there. You know, yeah. So we try to deter it as much as possible. And every night I have 2 greeter / door staff from 6 p.m. to close. So hardly ever is there an issue. And if it is, we have APD downtown, and you know, it's a great tool for us to serve our food.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve.
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, your request is approved. Thanks so much.
Guys. Thank you.
All right, next is a request for extension of licensed premises during a special event for O'Leary's Seafood. This is for the Maritime Republic of Eastport's 0.05 bridge, 0.05K Bridge Run Award Ceremony, scheduled for May 11th, 2024, noon to 3 p.m., located at 310 3rd Street, Annapolis, 21403. And I think Mr. Peterson is here for O'Leary's tonight.
Will, you're muted.
Oh, still can't hear you.
Now you're not muted. You're just quiet.
Can't hear you.
Will, you might want to check your microphone and see if maybe there's a different mic. Nothing.
Do we want to see if he can call in?
Yeah. So, Will, that the invitation you received, there's also a phone number. I think he might be working through something here.
All right. Will, do you want to try calling in on that number that came with the invitation?
Yes, second,
Oh, there
please.
you are. All right.
Ah, there we go.
I'm fine. I don't get it.
No, we're good. We can hear you now. I don't think he can hear us.
I think he lost us, yeah.
Can't hear anything. Oh man, this is.
I'm re-emailing him the link right now, so.
Okay. Okay.
No, you just cut off the video.
No, I'm trying. No, and it's there.
Can you hear us?
Go into look at your camera and be like, I'm so sorry. Like,
I'm so sorry, but I'm trying to get the audio from them. Man, I can't hear.
All right. Mr. Chair, I'm going to put Will back.
Perfect.
I'm going to try to give him a call so we can move forward.
give me the stuff,
Where? On my phone.
the login information. All right.
I can't tell them to keep it down because they can't hear me.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I sent him back.
All right, good. We'll go to the next one, which is preserve. We have a request for a seasonal use of a parking lot or a parklet to increase the licensed square footage of alcoholic beverage services as a dining component to preserve for 1 year from the date of approval, which is 164 Main Street, Annapolis 21401. And let's see.
Hello.
Hey, Michelle, how are ya?
Hi, friends. Yes, I am here to reapply for the parklet once again this season. We've had great success as this is our extension of our dining room. So we add 4 tables, 12 covers total. So a party of, or 2 parties of 2 and a party, or 2 parties of 4 rather. And we do a great job decorating. We always do our greenery and our flowers, and all of our shift supervisors, the GM, myself, the other owners are also tip certified, as well as our other restaurant. We just had a class to get everybody fresh for summer dining in both locations. So we're looking forward to, again, extending our dining room with the approval from the board if provided.
All right. No changes from last year?
Yeah, same setup. We just put the stuff in storage, and the only thing new is the seeds we put in the planters.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
I move we approve, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, Michelle, your request is granted for another year. Good luck.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Chair, before you continue, Cindy, do you have a number for Mr. Peterson you can send me? Okay, that'd be great. I have an email, I sent it to him, but if you can send it to me, I'll follow up via phone.
All right, thanks, Julian. And then we have an open to the public event for the American Legion, post 141 for a cabaret dance, May 25th, 2024, 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. at 1707 Forest Drive, Annapolis 21403. And we'll see who's here, if Gunny is here. All right, Mr. Jones, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
All right. Perfect.
There you are.
Get your name and address for the record and tell us a little bit about the cabaret dance.
Yes, my name is Curtis Jones. I live at 1400 Breton View Road, Annapolis, Maryland, 21409. And the cabaret was canceled when we found out it was too late to get it addressed to you guys. But I'm sorry there, Deputy City Clerk. As soon as she told me it was too late and you turned around and told me it was okay, I had already canceled it. And they rescheduled it for June. June 8th. I was going to put it on the calendar for June. So now I'm okay.
So your cabaret is actually an event for June?
Now it is.
Okay. Well, we're gonna see you June 5th for that event. Sorry, you gotta file the new application to update everything.
I know.
Well, I'm sorry to make you sit around all night.
No, that's okay. It's our fault because we filed it too late, and then your deputy clerk was kind enough to get it back to us, but I had already told the guys it was too late because they were still getting it to me and we were still getting it up to you guys. So it's our fault.
Okay, well, we will note that your request has been withdrawn, and as soon as you get the new application, we'll get you scheduled for our next hearing date. Thanks for being here, and thanks for sitting through all that.
It's all right.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks, Connie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now we are just waiting on O'Leary's.
I'm gonna bring them. He's still here. I'm gonna see if maybe he's rejoined a different way. So let's see if he's sorted out. Will, you with us?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We
I
gotcha.
can hear you.
Jeepers creepers. Man, I'm sorry.
It's all
My
right.
computer decided to not do what it should do. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. It's okay, Will. It's not the worst we've seen. So yeah, it's trying with Zoom. So we'll recall the O'Leary's matter. You guys are seeking a license for the alcoholic beverages to be served in an extended area for the Maritime Republic of Eastport .05K Bridge Run Award Ceremony, May 11, 2024, from noon to 3:30 at 310 3rd Street, Annapolis 21403. Will, just go ahead and give us your name and address and let us know what's going on with this request.
My name is Will Peterson, 111 Cruston Road, Arnold, Maryland, 21012. This is a conjunction with the MRE, just to have a little bit of a safe ground after they make the run over the bridge. So we're going to have a couple people. What's wrong? No, it's just an after party, so we're just keg beer. There may be a food truck, but we have all of the security with people from the MRE. The, oh yeah, with the water. Yeah. So an apple screen. The water is going to be filtered and
Okay.
no.
How about your bartenders? You making sure you have tips trained bartenders, carding people? Okay.
So all of our bartenders are tip certified. That's a big must. The carding of people, we have our bartenders are going to come out and they're going to just, because it's just going to be an easy breezy thing. It's nothing like, you know what I mean? A big thing. It's for 3 hours, maybe 2.5 hours. And so our bartenders are going to be the ones that are just serving draft beer. So hopefully.
Will, you did this event last year, right?
We didn't do the bridge run. We did the anniversary, the 25th anniversary party.
Oh, right.
And then, yeah, and then we also did what was the other one? The tug of war. We had that in our parking lot as well. So we're trying to get Eastport back into the swing of things. You know what I mean? Like it's
So, hey, Will, just going off of those other events you've hosted, like how many people do you forecast are gonna come to this after Bridge Run?
So I'd say maybe 150.
And it's all in the parking lot adjacent to the restaurant, right?
All on the parking lot adjacent to the restaurant. So MRE has already sold 100 tickets, pre-tickets there, and it's growing. So I'd say about 150 to 200. But yeah, all in the parking lot. We've done it before with the MRE, with the birthday party and the yeah.
Okay. All right. Any more questions for Will about this event? I'm gonna make a motion that we approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, well, your request is approved. Have fun.
Appreciate you all as always. Thank you. And sorry for the hiccups.
These things happen. These things happen.
Good night, Will.
All right. Be well, cousin. Yeah, there's my man. Yeah. All right, be well. Have a great one.
All right, thanks. Good luck.
Cheers.
Okay. All right, that was the last item on our agenda, and my was it a last item. Is there any additional business to come before the board tonight before we adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
I think that last
second.
item calls for an adjournment.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Adjourn. See you guys next month.
Have a
Thank you.
great night.